Hi folks, welcome to Dave's Kitchen, and today we're going to do linguini with red clam sauce. And really you don't need much for it other than, you know what, you can get a can of clams. It's a can that I'm using. Get a can of clams in the store for like a couple bucks or less. Everyone's got linguini. They're not just noodles. There's different types of pasta, okay? So different types of pasta hold the sauce different. You know, whether they have a hole in the middle or not. You know, if it's dried pasta and that's all you got out of the package, the smooth linguini, then use that. Cook it to the package instructions. The only other thing really you're going to need, well, you can use some white wine unless you got vermouth. But just some clams and some butter and stuff, and we're going to put it all together. Let's get started. A few things we need for this. We need onion. This is about a medium onion, 3/4 cup. Okay, I've already heated the pan up on medium heat with some olive oil. 2 tablespoons. Onion. In we go. And what you got to do is saute the onion until the onion gets translucent. Shouldn't 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so the next thing, garlic is going to go in, white wine. I got some salt and pepper, and these tomatoes, they're San Marzano tomatoes. You got to use San Marzano tomatoes. And these tomatoes I broke up by my hand, and that's what you got to do. You know, be gentle with them, but in a little bit of a vicious way, because you got to break them up. Okay, so get your hands in there. It's not going to hurt you. You know, get them in there. Break them up. And they're ready to go. Because they're going to have to simmer for about, I don't know, 35 minutes or so. Okay, so we got the onion going. Now, San Marzano tomatoes, they're a little bit more expensive than some of the regular, you know, diced tomatoes you got in a can, but if that's all you got, use them. Okay, because tomato accepts flavor. And all you got to do is, you know, you add stuff to it and accepts it. Okay, if you want it thicker, add some tomato paste. If you want it thinner, add some water or broth. But right now I'm using a 20-ounce can of San Marzano tomatoes with the juice broken up by my hand. Okay, and these onions are pretty much ready to go. Okay, so next thing is you got to add the garlic. Now, thing with garlic is when you put it in, if you don't cook it, stir it around, it's going to burn. Okay, and what happens is when it burns, it gets bitter. It gets brown, it gets bitter, and you don't want that. Okay, so the way to stop that is when you're doing the onions and you put the garlic in, whether it's butter or oil, whatever you're cooking it in, put about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons, well, about a tablespoon of water. Okay? And that'll stop the garlic from burning. Okay, so in goes the garlic, onions, they're ready, in goes the garlic. Okay, so just stir it around till it becomes fragrant. And it's only going to take about 30 to 45 seconds. Okay, it doesn't take long because you want all that flavor in with your sauce. You want it to mix in with everything. Okay, so 30 to 45 seconds. After that, you're going to have to add some chili flakes, which, okay, so chili flakes, just all you're going to need is just like a few chili flakes. Whoops, not much, just a few. Okay, next thing that goes in, white wine. It's about a half a cup of white wine. And what you got, the pasta is only going to take, you got to do pasta, do it for the instructions. And the first temperature, or the first amount of time they have on the pasta is usually until al dente. Okay, so let that reduce to about half. And then we're going to add the tomatoes. Add the tomatoes. Okay, only reduce the wine till about half. Add the tomatoes. Once the tomatoes are there, just kind of mix it all in. Add about a teaspoon, a little bit more of kosher salt, and cracked black pepper. Okay, because I know most of you have, if you don't, and that's all you have is the stuff in the package or whatever, then you're going to have to add that. You know, like, don't want you to run out to the store to buy all this stuff, because you can make these tomatoes good with what you already have. And with what you already have, it's going to make them fine. Now, what you got to do is, once this is all mixed in together, okay, let it cook. Let it come to a simmer. Turn it down to like, I don't know, medium low. And let it simmer for about 35 minutes. Okay, folks, I've got some pasta linguini actually boiling. It's got like about 4 or 5 minutes left. And in the meantime, we're going to do, the red sauce is done. We're going to do the rest for the clams. Okay, so the first thing is add in, well, it's probably about, I don't know, it's probably about a couple tablespoons of onion, because there's already onion in the sauce. And we're going to let it just like cook for about a minute or so. Then we're going to add the garlic. And the rest of the stuff is half a cup of white wine, about half to 3/4 of a cup of the leftover juices from the clams, and a can of clams. Okay, so the can of clams is like a couple bucks. The pasta, same thing. You know, like it's same thing. And this pasta, again, is the rough stuff here. Okay? Now, I know you want to buy the other stuff and you have the other stuff, but buy this stuff. It's better pasta. It's rough, which means it accepts the sauce better. So, cook that. Okay, the onions are ready. We're going to put in the garlic. And the garlic, you only need to have in for 30 to 45 seconds, like I said before, just till it becomes fragrant. And it's like, wow, it's already getting fragrant. So once it gets to that fragrant point, add in the white wine. Add in the clam juice that you reserve from the can. Cook it over medium heat till it reduces by about half. Okay, just give it a little stir and let it reduce by half. If you had it, well, if I had it over medium heat to begin with, probably be reduced by now, but I didn't. Anyways, this sauce here is ready. This has to reduce because you want to concentrate the flavors. If you don't concentrate the flavors, it's not going to be the same, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the red sauce in with this. So once this is concentrated and mixed up, or close to it, okay, you know what? I'm going to add it in right now. I'm going to add the can of clams in there. And this is about half a teaspoon or so of Old Bay. And Old Bay, if you use it with seafood, just brings out all the flavors. Cracked black pepper. A little squirt fresh lemon juice. Now I know probably some of you got probably that stuff in that little plastic thing. If that's all you got, use it. No big deal. Okay, but you gotta have all the flavors in there. And then just a little pinch of salt. Already got the pepper in there. Let it reduce. Pasta is pretty much ready. Pasta's ready. And when we come back, we're going to combine and plate. And reduce by half. So, next thing, look at this red sauce. Put the red sauce in there. Mix it all together. Because you're going to have some mixing of two sauces. I know I'm kind of doing it separate, but you know what? Put the whole thing in. Mix it all together. Let it combine. Turn it down to medium-low and add the pasta. And you're going to have some pasta water in there. Fine. It's not going to hurt anyone. Pasta's ready. Turn her off and mix. hearing some scratching. Well, it's not scratching. This particular pan is like this rock stuff, and this stuff is like bulletproof. Okay, so anyways, mix it all together. Let it sit for about a minute. And plate. That's all you gotta do. Make sure you got a little bit of, you know, the sauce in each. And after that, I got some grated Parmesan. Just grate it over top. Or sprinkle it over top, whatever. You can grate it right over top. A little bit of extra black pepper. You don't need a ton, but the more the better. And there you go. That's linguini with red clam sauce. So make it. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And hit the subscribe button, the like button, and hit the notification bell. That's the meal. Linguini with red clam sauce. Doesn't take that long. The longest time is for the pasta, or sorry, the red sauce to cook. It's about 35 minutes. The rest of it takes like no time. So when you put the sauce, start about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before the end of the sauce, start boiling the water. Make sure you salt it, okay, because that's the important thing. Put the pasta in. You don't need any olive oil in the water with the pasta, okay, you don't. Okay, because if you put it in salted water and you mix it around with tongs, whatever you got, the pasta fork or whatever, it's not going to stick. So leave it in there as per package directions. Take it out, mix it with the sauce, and you're done. Okay, so this is linguini with red clam sauce. And I got a little bit of everything in here. Top with some Parmesan cheese and black pepper. And you can leave the red sauce and the clams to combine for however long you want. 10 minutes tops. There you go. Cheers. And again, hit the subscribe